How much time do you waste each day, honestly? When you look back at the end of the day, how often do you feel that you actually did as much as you could have, or that there is actually more you could have done? Right? I wasted hours and hours more than I thought each and every day until I actually asked myself these questions. And then I went on to change that and use my time to the fullest with these four habits that a lot of people ignore, but absolutely transformed how I use my time. I was at this point a few months ago where I started this channel and I was at college and I was more consistent than I had ever been in my entire life at that point, but I felt like I could be doing more, right? I was consistent, but I wasn't pushing myself and doing as much work as I knew I was capable of. And that's when I realized that I was just wasting a lot of my time doing things that were of no benefit to me at all. Right? I was not able to pretend like I was actually being productive when I looked back at my day. There were productive moments for sure, but in the midst of the productive moments, there were hours of scrolling, playing video games that made their way into my routine. And that's right then and there when I decided to make a change and I started to introduce these four habits into my life. The first habit is super simple, and a lot of you probably know about it, but you probably also continue to ignore it despite how simple it is. And that's writing out your big goals and then your specific tasks for these goals, and the next day, the night before you're supposed to actually do them. When I started doing this, it immediately helped me waste less time because number one, you're writing your biggest goals over and over again. So they're at the forefront of your mind when you wake up. And number two, you have something to look at that is literally telling you what to do with each minute of your day. Right? There is no guesswork involved. There is no what should I do today. You planned it out the night before. You just have to get up and execute. That's all you have to do. And that makes it way easier to actually bring yourself to do it when you don't have to come up with things on the fly. Right? You spent the night before prepping for this. You don't need to do the thinking anymore. All that's left for you to do is execute. So write down your biggest goals and then the steps that you're going to take in the next day to work towards those goals the night before. And just do this every single night. And you will see a dramatic change in how productive and efficient you are with your time. The second habit that is ignored is just learning to say no. Right? It took me way too long to learn this, and I didn't realize how much time I was actually wasting, and you probably don't realize it either, but you waste a lot of time saying yes to people that you really don't even care about. You say yes to meals and going out and hanging out with people when in reality, you could care less if you actually went with these people or not, right? They are not your true friends. They're just people that you're kind of friendly with, and you're pressured into going for appearances. I wasted so much time trying to please people and agree to do things and go out places with people that I didn't really care about and that they weren't really my true friends, just to play this game of appearances and make it seem like I was one of them. And this is just a mistake, right? I'm not saying to always say no, and especially if they're your real friends and you're actually doing something fun, living life and like having a real experience that's going to give you something, by all means do it. But if you're going out and just hanging out with people who are, for better or worse, not aligned with your goals and just not helping you elevate and bring you to where you want to be, just learn to say no. You don't have to be a dick about it. You can just say that you're busy with something. They'll probably understand, and if they don't, then these really aren't the people that you want in your life, and you should cut them out anyway. Right? If they get upset over you missing a night out, these are not the people that you want in your life. So it should honestly make it even easier to just say no to them in the future. The third habit that gets ignored is taking advantage of the little pockets of time that you have in your day that are unavoidable. Right? These are things like going to the bathroom, waiting for a ride or the bus type of situation, right? Waiting before work when you are already ready and it's not time to leave yet, right? Anytime that you can guarantee a couple of minutes in your day, that is time that you should be using to either take in information or generate some sort of ideas. When I read The Millionaire Fastlane for the first time, I didn't realize that when the author mentioned this, how impactful it was actually going to be when I implemented it. But there's probably a total of an hour in each day that you have with these moments where you have to commit the time, there's no other option, and there's nothing else you could really do. So you might as well take in information, better yourself, generate some ideas, and learn for your future, right? Just by starting these few minutes here and there, I started reading and finishing 3 times as many books as I was previously. Because, right, people get this idea that, especially with reading, that you just have to sit down and either get like a full chapter in each time or a couple chapters, or otherwise it's not worth it. But that's just not true. You can read 3 pages here, 5 pages there, and you will still get the ideas. You'll still soak in concepts, and you'll still have something to chew on throughout the day mentally. And this is just going to help you generate a lot more ideas and just learn a lot more in general. Right? This is a super simple, low effort thing to work into your day, right? Literally, next time you have to take a shit, which you're going to have to do, just literally pull up a book, either a physical one on your phone, right? It does not matter. Just take out a book and start reading until you're done. And this is going to be super worth it in the long run because, again, these are times every single day that you cannot change or really get out of. Right? These are times that you have to commit, and it's not going to be the same every day, but it's going to be pretty similar. So might as well get the most out of this time that you have to commit to sitting down or being somewhere anyway. The fourth and final habit that gets ignored is to eat the frog. Right? You've probably heard this phrase. I first heard it from Hamza, and it's super popular now, but all the planning in the world is not going to help you if you never take action. Right? When you are planning your goals for the next day, like I talked about earlier, make sure that you put the hardest task first. Put the thing that is going to be the hardest in your day and give you the most return right up front, so that everything else seems easy in comparison. Right? When you do this and you bang out that hardest task in the beginning of the day, it makes you feel like you can take on the rest of the day like it's a breeze. It's not a challenge, and that it's just something enjoyable and productive for you to do. Right? So just every time that you wake up, take on that task immediately, right? Don't hesitate in the morning. Don't make an excuse like I feel a little tired right now, maybe later. Just wake up and do what you set out to do the night before, right? Actually execute on what you said you were going to do, and make sure that it is the hardest task that you can possibly do. Because even if you don't do anything else that you set out to do, you got the number one task done. And that's better than 99% of people out there. So just wake up and do that hardest task if you don't do anything else. Just do that hardest task. Eat the frog and get it over with. And you will see your life change and the rest of your plans really fall into place. I genuinely want to help you actually build a great work ethic and become a productive person. And this can completely change your life if you actually apply it. And if you want to just transcend having to watch a bunch of YouTube videos over and over again with a bunch of different tips, and you want to actually learn how to just implement what works, then click the first link in the description and get on a call with me, right? I want to coach you and help you smash through your work-related barriers, give you clarity on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and where you can actually take things in the future. And I want to just work and help you in your specific situation. Right? If that's interesting, click that first link. Also, go follow me on the second link in the description on Twitter. Right? I just started on Twitter. I'm going to be posting there regularly and just providing more content for you guys if you're interested. So click that link if you're interested, but if not, I hope this video was valuable. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. And as always, stay blessed.